Hey guys, this is Tyler from Summit Sharpening in Colorado. Going to show you how to change every single part on your Andis 5-speed. First thing we're going to do is take the case apart using the 4 screws. Then we're going to remove the insulator and the button. This cord's done, so we're just going to throw that away. This cap is broken. We're throwing that away too. Remove the brush clips from the PCB board. Then I started to remove the hinge and realized one of the screws is stripped out. So I just kind of skipped it for now. Remove the blade drive screws, grab a screwdriver, use a lot of pressure, maybe a rubber band to remove that pesky screw. And we're going to throw it away after this too and replace it because we don't want to deal with that again. Grab some needle nose pliers, put your finger on a capacitor, and remove the 2 cord prongs, the positive and the negative and live. Now we're going to remove the PCB board by removing the 2 screws that holds it in to the motor. Easy peasy. Set everything aside in a safe spot. There's your PCB. And here comes the motor. Remove that old blade drive, throw it away. This case was disgusting, got a lot of use, so we're throwing the case away. Just cleaned off the motor. Now we're picking out some of the last fur that was left in between the bearing. Now we're going to disassemble the hinge with those 2 pins, blow it out with air, and reassemble it so the 2 springs are there. You have to make sure the 2 springs are there. Grab your new lower housing, place in the motor, place in the PCB board. Replace those 2 screws you removed, put the brushes back on, just like that. And now we're going to put the insulator back in. It only goes in one way. We're going to replace the button too. So just put it back in. Make sure it sits properly so it doesn't bulge out or anything. Next, take your 2 wires and replace them the way they came out. I use a needle nose plier just to make sure they sit on the posts 100%. So when you put the wire back on and close the case, you have to make sure that little dimple there, so the top housing can close properly and secure the cord. And don't forget the baler. I forget it all the time, and then I got to take apart the clipper again to put it on. So there we go. Close it. Make sure it's closed properly. The 2 longer screws go up front and the 2 shorter screws go on the back. Get your OEM Andis blade drive. Open up the package. I like to just break it in a little bit by doing that like 4 times. It just makes the motor work easier. I push the cam bearing down, get my P1 screwdriver and screw it back in. Replace the hinge spacer and then put the hinge screws back on. Replace the 1 screw with a brand new screw. Next, you need that new foam pad. That keeps all oils and fur and stuff from getting back into the electrical parts. Test it, make sure it runs, go through all the 5 speeds, make sure it turns on and off, that you did your work properly. This one looks great. And now we're just going to test the motor by trying to stop it with our thumb, and that's it. You just did everything to your Andis 5-speed clipper in under 4 minutes. Congrats.